The Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation is a not-for-profit organization whose mission is to utilize lessons from the Holocaust to fight hatred and bigotry in all forms through educational programs and provide direct humanitarian assistance to victims of mass atrocities and genocide. Your support helps ensure AJCF's vital work to fight anti-Semitism and all forms of hatred through education. They use the lessons of the Holocaust to honor the past and transform the future for generations to come. For all the details and to support the Auschwitz Jewish Center Foundation, visit ajcfus.org. That's ajcfus.org.
Nassau County Executive Bruce Blakeman invites you to mark 1 year since Hamas attacked Israel on October 7th. Join us as we come together this Monday, October 7th at 6 p.m. at the Harry Chapin Lakeside Theater in Eisenhower Park. Let's stand together in solidarity with Israel and those held hostage Monday, October 7th, 6 p.m. at Eisenhower Park. For more information, visit nassaucountyny.gov.
It is time for Curtis Sliwa, the man, the great, the legend, the icon, Mr. Guardian Angel. So I'll tell you a funny story, Curtis. So Michael Rappaport, the great comedian and actor, comes to Israel this morning. He meets us here. So he's going to come on the show later on today after my daughter Ava. We're going for dinner in Israel later on tonight. And the first thing he says to me when he gets on the van with about 10 of us, he goes, so Sid, tell me, is Eric Adams, is he done? I needed Curtis Sliwa there to give him the right answer at that point. So I'll ask you the question Michael Rappaport asked me about an hour ago. Curtis Sliwa, is Eric Adams done?
What are you talking about, Sid? Didn't you just listen to Noam Laden's newscast? Just like the swagger man with no plan, Eric Adams, who runs the Adams organized crime family at City Hall, said there was a perception of crime. Now he claims there's a perception of chaos at City Hall. What are you talking about? People come and go. This is just part of normal government. You know, they're civil servants. They go on to other things. Meantime, Mohammed Bahi gets busted for witness tampering, document destruction. That's a page right out of what Sammy the Bull Gravano, the underboss of the Gambino crime family, did for the boss of all bosses, John Gotti Sr., remember, when they fixed 3 separate cases. My God, this is what organized criminals do. But you see, Sid, you can tell Rappaport, it's just a perception of chaos.
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
Even Sheena Wright, the Banks guys, they're all gone. They all quit before they go to prison. Sheena Wright, she jumped off the ship yesterday. Who's left? Besides my buddy Manish Shapiro, who's left?
Oh, well, they need a Jew to be sacrificed. That's nice because they have to show diversity. People who get fired or resign then get indicted. So when they put the daisy chain perp walk together in the Eastern District or Southern District, Eric will say, you see, what a diverse administration I have. Everyone's a crook who works for me. Come on, they all get wine, dined, and pocket line. And this started at the top. And Sid, I warned everyone, but they didn't listen. Oh, he sounds so right. He's such a good guy. He's so personable. Yeah, meantime, he's picking your pockets. And meantime, look at the mess that our city is in, and we're just going down, down, down into the abyss. But have I had anybody apologize to me?
No. It's not going to happen.
No. It's like, on to the next thing. We don't want to acknowledge that Curtis was right, and we were all wrong. Shame on you. Because you didn't vote for me, now you must suffer.
See, now, you go into this next race, and again, you're running for mayor. And I believe you're the logical and only choice. I don't want to hear about Cuomo. I don't want to hear about even the ridiculous possibility that Adams, if not in prison, runs again. That's a joke.
Oh,
I don't want to hear about.
He said that all yesterday. I'm running for re-election.
Well, then you tell me, Curtis. He keeps saying that. What do you want him to say? Trump gets indicted. He's still running too. But you've been saying all along that you do think Eric Adams is going to jail.
Sid, even though you're in the capital of of Samaria right now, the College of Judea and Samaria, where I was there when I traveled into the area of Tekova, Ashdod, and Ariel. I was there, all Russians, by the way, when I was in Ariel. I knew more about the Jewish religion than the Russians who were refuseniks, who were being brought into that part of Israel there. Let me tell you something. Your people still write him checks. Your people. Nobody else is writing him checks. They had a big article. Jews continue to write checks for Eric Adams, for his legal defense fund, and for his reelection. Explain that to me, King David II.
I can't explain it. I mean, you got Trump on one hand. He says, if I lose this election, I partly blame the Jews. So they yell at Trump. They go, he's an anti-Semite. So now, Curtis, when you say your people, they're writing the checks, you're the last person in the world who's anti-Semitic. You love the Jewish people. You stood out there not long after October the 7th in a rainy day on a Sunday, Cooper Union. You led that rally, even with me standing there. You led the rally. You've been great to the Jewish people. But when you say your people continue to write checks, they're going to hold your feet to the fire, even though you're 100% right.
Good. Okay, Lion of God, symbol of the tribe of Judah, because that's where you are. That's what Ariel means. Bravery, courage. I have to be brave. I have to be courageous. I have to be a truth teller. We need honesty here. And the only reason he can run for re-election, look at all the checks that are being written, even now, to re-elect him. Look at the names. They have to publicize it. Because he's looking for 8-to-1 matching funds, the Campaign Financial Board. It'll make you cry, Sid, because it is your people. It is your people. As Minaj said, he's going around with the booster bag at the events there.
So my people continue to write checks for Adams. My people are still going to vote for Harris. Maybe not in the big numbers in the past, but still more than Trump. And I got to tell you, Curtis, so I talk to Israelis every day. I go, back home, a lot of Jews get mad at me because I get angry with Jewish people who vote for Democrats or write Democrats checks. They actually think I'm a bad Jew. And I got to tell you, these people who put their lives on the line every day for Judaism, they have no issue with what I'm talking about. But the rich Jew living on the Upper East Side who doesn't give a rat's ass about Israel or anything else, he gets mad at me. But these people, Curtis, they don't. These are your people. The ones in New York, those are the Bagazis, as you would say. Those are the phonies.
Let me add more, because you know me, I'm relentless, right? There are people, some of whom listening right now, your people, your tribe, right, who believe that the land that you are sitting on right now, the capital of Samaria, is illegally occupied land. You do realize that some of your own people think that it is a gorgeous community. There are high rises. There are modern developments. There's diversity that you would mention. There are Jews. There are Arabs. There are those that escaped the Soviet oppression from the Central Republics, from Uzbekistan to Georgia. The Buharians, they're all there. The Mountain Jews, the Ashkenazis. My God, they had nowhere else to go. And
you've also got the Druze, you've got the Bedouins, they're all over here.
Right, but the point is you have some of your own people that says that's illegally occupied land. They side with the Arabs on that. They side with Hamas, with Hezbollah. They'll never say they side with them, but isn't that exactly what Hezbollah is saying? And Hamas and the Houthis and obviously the Palestinians based in Gaza. Isn't that what they're saying? From the river to the sea. How could a Jew side with them by saying, where you are, the capital of Samaria, is illegally occupied land?
And they do it. You know, in the last 60 seconds, it's funny, Curtis. Almost everybody you meet here, me and Justin, who's not Israeli, where are they from? New York. I grew up in Great Neck. I grew up in Bensonhurst. I had a kid in here moments ago. He grew up on Forster Avenue. And they all say the same thing. They said, Sid, when we left, we knew it was getting bad. But we never, ever could have imagined that New York, they're sitting here October 7th watching these pro-Hamas animals run the streets. They're aware of the crime on the subways. They know that young ladies get punched across the face when they walk around the corner. They can't believe it in Israel what has happened to New York City. So if you think we're the only ones who talk about it or know about it, guess what? New York City is becoming the laughing stock of the world.
Oh, and not only that, the only more dangerous place for anybody. Like I said, my son was attacked, Anthony, along with Governor David Patterson. They would be safer with you right now in Ario. The only unsafer place they would be, I heard the Tampa mayor, because I have guardian angels hunkered down there, said, either you leave now or you die in advance of Hurricane Milton. That would be the only unsafer place. And do you know what the add-on is? These two mutts and skells, Trevor Nurse and Diamond Minter, the two adults who attacked my son Anthony, gave him a vicious beatdown, and Governor David Patterson, they went into court yesterday and they claimed that Anthony and Governor David Patterson started it, that they were peacemakers. I kid you not. I am apoplectic. I am in a rage. People were telling me, don't go out there, Curtis, and deal with this yourself. You know me. I'm old school. And Alvin Bragg's got to make a decision. Are you going to listen to these mutts and skells? The adults who triggered this off, who were stomping my son, kicking him in the head, kicking him in the side, charged with gang assault, and then they have the hubris, the chutzpah to say that my son and a blind man, Governor David Patterson, started this. Can you believe this?
I can believe it. That's New York City. You just described it in a nutshell. And everybody in the world knows about it. So on the way out, great segment, Curtis, great. I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you, how is Anthony doing?
He's doing better, but this has floored him. He can't understand this, Sid. Yeah. He can't. You're victimized. You saw the video.
Well, I saw. First of all, I didn't need to see the video. Your son Anthony is one of the nicest, sweetest. I can't imagine Anthony yelling at somebody, let alone getting into any type of fight. So when I saw the video, it made it doubly worse because I know your son. He's a good boy.
And Governor David Patterson, he's blind. Oh, yeah.
He can't see who's in front of him. He has no freaking idea.
So Governor Patterson and my son Anthony are walking around the Upper East Side saying, yeah, well, who you looking at? Yeah. And yet it's going to go through this criminal justice system. Yeah. You know the possibility is that Alvin Bragg, who cuts everyone loose who's a criminal and locks up people who defend themselves like Jose Alba and Daniel Penny, he may actually downgrade these charges, and these NYCHA employees, these adults who should have known better, may walk. And
no doubt.
And then, you know, hey, what happens, Sid. I'll just leave it at that.
Leave it at that. By the way, I know that you go back and forth with the governor. You guys, you have some nasty, nasty days with Patterson. But talking about him being blind and all that, the way he picked up that kid and body slammed him, how much more respect do you have right now for Governor Patterson?
Completely. He helped his stepson. He helped my oldest son. He was a double mensch. You should have seen him in there, blind and fighting these miscreants.
Awesome.
I mean, took that guy, threw him in the air right against the window of the Mickey D's. I don't know if I want to get into the ring with this blind guy. My God, where did he get that strength from?
I don't know. He's great. And you're great, too. This was a phenomenal segment, Curtis. And thank you for hopping on again today. Some New York, some Israel. You do know this country very, very well. And just so you know, people love you here, too. They love Curtis Sliwa.
This is John D'Agostino with D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm. And I'm proud to be a sponsor and partner of WABC Radio and Sid and Friends in the Morning, live from Israel. God bless America.
I'm attorney Jenna D'Agostino, continuing the legacy my father, John D'Agostino, started 35 years ago.
I grew up on these New York and New Jersey streets. They shaped me. I'm attorney John D'Agostino from D'Agostino & Associates, the injury firm.
Call our team first.
888-24-LAW-24. 888-24-LAW-24. D'Agostino Law, bite back.